Hey guys, today I'm going to be making some vegan pretzels. At the moment I've got some butter going. It's like 3 tablespoons of vegan butter that's just going. I'm just using the Nuttalex one. It's actually the fat reduced one. And then to that I'm going to add a cup of some almond milk. It's just this one here. So yeah, these are like the baked pretzels and they're going to be like filled with stuff. So I've got like some fruit, some chocolate and everything, and yeah, we're gonna do it. I got these crispy fruit. I was supposed to get raspberry, but I couldn't find any. And then we got some dates here. So, yeah. So once this is bubbling, which it's actually starting to do now, so I'm just gonna turn the heat off. I'm gonna put it into a big bowl here, and I'm gonna add 1 packet of this dry yeast here. So this is the packet here, and we're just gonna sprinkle it on top. I'll just show you guys what the actual mixture looked like. So now I'm just gonna get that mixture, and it's bubbling, but it's not necessarily boiling. And when you're boiling it, just like make sure to just stir it a little bit every so often so it doesn't develop a skin on the top. I'm just gonna pour it in. Ooh. That already smells good on its own, which sounds weird, but warm almond milk smells hella good. Anyway, so this is definitely hot. I don't know if it's a bit too hot, because if you make it boiling, then it's definitely going to kill your yeast. It's very steamy. But I reckon that I can add some on top of this. That's why it's important not to boil the milk when you do actually heat it up, because if you make your milk mixture too hot, then it will actually kill your yeast and it won't proof. And other reasons for your yeast not proofing is that it's old, or that you've gotten salt directly touching it. I know that sometimes yeast will proof better if you have sugar in there, but we're just going to set this on top, let it set for 10 minutes. It's going to form a kind of skin on the top, and then we're going to add in a sugar base, which I'm using honey today. You can definitely use coconut sugar or sugar. Gonna get it all out. There we go, that's as much as I'm gonna get out. So I think one of them went up my nose. Okay, so now you want to set your timer for 10 minutes, and then we're gonna come back to this, and it's gonna be like weird because it's gonna be a skin on top, but your yeast is hopefully gonna be bloomed and really bubbly. Just gonna reiterate the fact that you just don't want to touch it now. Just like don't mix it, don't touch it, just let it sit. Hi guys, so it has been 10 minutes. It looks a bit weird. There is definitely a little bit of skin, not as much as I thought there was gonna be. There is a bit of skin on the top though. I'm just gonna mix that up a bit to just get it all incorporated, and then I'm gonna add in my honey. So the recipe actually says 3 tablespoons of cane sugar, but because I'm doing honey, we're just gonna scoop, scoop, bloop. Should be right. And then I'm just gonna mix this up. The milk is still warm enough to actually kind of get that honey incorporated a bit more. And then once we've done this, I've just been sifting flour as I've been waiting. I do have wholemeal flour, and I know you might think, what's the point of sifting wholemeal flour? Because you're just gonna get all the nice grades out of it. But you can actually keep quite a bit in there. It's just I don't really want the big ones because it's just gonna change the texture, and I've already made this recipe before, and it needed to be sifted, like personal preference, but I just think it would be like a way more enjoyable experience once it is sifted. So I've just got a cup of sifted flour here. The recipe asks for 2 1/4 cup. And it also says to add the flour, salt, gradually, and then stir into a soft ball. So I'm going to get a different angle where you can actually see me doing that now, and then I'll show you guys. You sift it, you sometimes get these big chunks in it, which if you keep sifting, you're basically kind of just left with them chunks. And what I did is I took the back of a spoon and just run it along them. And then I even used the back of my hand to just kind of push them through. So as we get closer, there's just more of them now, and you can kind of see basically what I'm talking about. So that's it. And then I've just kind of just taken my hand, and as you can see, there's still stuff coming out. Like, you just don't waste all of this because it's very nutritious. So, you know, to make this recipe a bit more better for you. That's about how much I threw out last time. You can probably make something with this though. I don't think that you need to throw it out. But for my purposes, I have no purpose for it. So it is going out as a very little amount as well. So we're just going to add this into the mixture now. And then going to give that a big old stir. So now there is 2 cups in there all together. You want to make sure you don't over knead this mixture. It's just going to be incorporated, and then we're going to set it aside for an hour or 50 minutes with a nice warm towel over it and set it into a nice warm place. I like to put it just like near your oven because usually that is generally a warmer part of your house. But for now, this is some 2 cups of flour in it, and we've developed more of a doughy kind of texture, as you can see. And then I'll show you guys when I'm finished mixing this one up. Now, I've just got this bowl that I was using to pour the flour in and out of before. I've got the dough, which I've generally just kind of put all together so we're not losing any of the dough. I'm going to oil up this bowl. You can use any oil, probably like coconut oil is probably the best one, but I find that also rice bran oil is very quite flavorless along with any sort of like vegetable oil. I'm just going to pour a tiny bit, like a tiny bit. As you can see, it's kind of like a soft dough. It just forms to like my hand. And then I'm just going to dump it into the bowl and get the oil on it and kind of just move it around a little bit. And then I'm placing the dough in there, and we're going to let it set for an hour with a warm tea towel on top. Sometimes you can just pop the tea towel in a microwave and make sure you don't burn it. Or you can generally just pour hot water on top of the tea towel, but then it does get cold after time, but it works. I've used it many times, so because I don't have a microwave myself, and last time I microwaved a tea towel, I also burnt it. Pausing the copyright music. Okay, so while I'm gonna wait, I'm gonna make some filling for them. It's kind of like, you know, when you have like cinnamon scrolls and you can like kind of like spread it along and then roll it up. This is kind of what I'm going to do, because if you get your roll of dough, you flatten it out, and then you just put a thin strip in the middle and then close it up and then make it into a pretzel. It's going to work out. So I'm going to make some with dates, and I'm going to mix that one with some CHOC chips. These are just regular choc chips. You can also use vegan chocolate. So here I have 2 different types of vegan chocolate. They're both vegan, except this one has sugar, this one doesn't have sugar. But this one's also dark chocolate, and this one is just normal. So we're going to try different ones there. This, however, is still vegan. No, it's not. It has milk solids. Oh well, we tried. So, you know, it's okay. But I'm going to put some hot water onto these. You can add honey in it if you want to make it sweeter, but dates by themselves are quite hot in general. And then we're going to let that sit for a bit and then blend it up, because dates get really nice and kind of creamy. So here is my jar of water. Kettle is already boiled. Bruh. Okay. 5, 6, 7 dates, and these don't have pits in them, so gonna plop them in there, and then you're gonna take your hot water and just pour it in there and let that sit for around 5 minutes. It kind of is just until they like look like they've separated a bit, and then just like kind of So it really do be 10 minutes have gone past while it's been setting. Here is the dates, what they should look like once you want to go pour out that water. I have chocolate melting. We've got it on that double boiler method. So basically chocolate in a bowl, water in the bottom. You don't want the water to boil up and go everywhere, so just be careful of that. Also, when you're melting chocolate, just never get water in it, otherwise your chocolate will actually seize. But what I did is I mixed some of these and then the rest of that chocolate bar. I'll just get a new one for you guys so you can see which one I used. So here it is. This one is, it's vegan, so it's dairy-free, nut-free, gluten-free. That is the brand if you're interested at all. But yeah, I just thought that would be like a nice little mixture. Okay, that doesn't look aesthetically pleasing. Okay, so I've just mixed in some of that melted chocolate with the dates and it's made this now. It's really chocolatey and dark and rich. This is definitely going to be rich. But yeah, I know it doesn't look the most appealing in this. I mean, kind of. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so that's what I did. With the rest of the chocolate in there, I'm probably either going to put it into this one. But I am going to cover these in chocolate as well. So yeah, that's just like what the texture looks like. Stunning. Promise you it tastes really good though. So I'm just going to take the rest of that chocolate. This is basically how I mixed it in. I got a spoonful of that chocolate and I just blooped it in there. And then I just mixed it in. I'm just going to taste it real quick. That's very nice. It's like a hint of date, but you still get it through. It just gives it that like caramel kind of color. And it gives it that caramel type of flavor as well to it. You can actually make salted caramel with dates as well, and that is amazing as well. So I definitely recommend that as well. Okay, so guys, so I just dumped the dough out onto a floured surface. As you can see, there's nice bubbles in there. It's stringy, which you can tell that the actual yeast itself has worked out and everything. Now I'm just going to separate this into 6 even chunks, and then we're going to roll them into thin pieces. And so with one of these, I'm just going to add some choc chips into it. So I'm just going to grab my choc chips, and that's all that this one's going to have in it. Just fold in the choc chips. Make sure to not over knead the dough. I think that's probably about right. So I'm just making a little bloop in the middle where I've just put all my choc chips, and then I'm just going to fold it in on itself and then just kind of give it a nice little roll around. So the thinner it is, the less chunky. As you maneuver it into the pretzel shape, it kind of just stretches and becomes bigger anyway. So you form like a U, and then you're just going to cross over these pieces, and then you bring it back around and it turns into a pretzel. But you can do it like that, or you can do it how I like to do it, where it's a double twist. You bring it around and it just looks a bit more better. I know this looks kind of thin and floppy at the moment, but it's going to bake and puff up and become way bigger. So that's the first one. It just has chocolate chips in it, and then we're going to move on to the next one. It's hardened up a little, but this is just going to make it more spreadable and less likely to actually melt out. So once we get the next bit of dough, just going to roll it out, move the other dough balls to the side. Just really want to flatten it down. Okay, there you go. Now you're going to grab this on here and then literally just put it inside there, just like that. Literally just like that. Start sealing it so it's not actually going to come out. And then to make sure it's actually union and in one, we're going to roll it up. But now you can tell that there's no There's no chocolate in there. Into that U shape, you want to create that double fold like we did last time. And then we're going to bring it around, and then we're going to do that, and that one's done. It looks like it's a bit chocolatey on the outside, but once you get it baked and the butter's on it and everything, it's going to look okay. And then I've actually been transferring these just to like a baking sheet. I literally So all my pretzels are done. I've just got 2 cups of warm water that I've just put on the heat and just taken off before it boils. I have 1/3 of a cup of baking soda here. This is just what it is. You put this in the water, you put the pretzels in here, and it basically just like creates a nicer finish when they bake. I'm pretty sure it does something to like the outsider layer, and then I'll show you guys what this actually looks like in the water. Kind of looks cool. So there's some pretzels. Don't look at that one. And then we're just gonna dump them in and then pull them out and then put them straight into the little oven. Okay, now I have to put the pretzels in this water mixture. This is either gonna make or break me. So it's gonna be harder with these ones. I mean, it should be okay. Just please don't break, please don't break, please don't break. Okay, pretzel is in. Leave it in for a few seconds. And then I'm gonna grab one of these just to help get the excess off and to pick it up properly on that. Okay, it's definitely gonna be a bit delicate. No, please don't break. Don't break. Okay, and dump that one in. Okay, not that bad. It honestly didn't go as bad as I thought. It's a little weird looking now. It's a little more weird. Oh no, it's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna do that again for all the pretzels. This one, this is the most ugliest pretzel ever. It's so bad. It don't even look like a pretzel. Every other pretzel is like a shame that it's even there. Anyway, so that's gonna go in the water, and then pick it up. Ew, ew. And then I'm gonna set them in the oven. So the oven is set to 190 degrees, and we're gonna put these babies in. Here we go. Done. In the oven for 6 to 8 minutes until golden brown. So I'm going to set that timer on to 6 to 8 minutes until golden brown. Halfway through, I'm gonna put some butter on the top of them, and then they should be done. I had a lot of leftover of this. It's really good. Like, genuinely good. It tastes like a fudge or something, so like you can just... It's like similar to eating cake batter, you know? You can just... It's really good. I reckon even if you had some of this left, you pack it into a little square tin, like one of them cake ones, and you put it in the fridge or the freezer, and you make bars and then coat them with chocolate. There you go. There's how to use this. I'm just gonna eat it though, but like that would be so good. Even if you cover it with coconut, that would taste amazing. So I took these 2 out of the oven. Here they are. They're nice and brown. I'm hoping that they're cooked in the middle. I'm just not 100% sure. That one's the filled one. I'm pretty sure they are though. But yeah, I'm just gonna let them cool for a little bit, but I'll make sure to take them off the foil before they stick. And then the next 2 ones are in the little oven there, so yeah. So these are probably the nicer ones. So I didn't roll these ones as thin. This one's probably the nicest. It looks a bit crusty only because it got flour on the top. But this one is choc chip, and it also has the freeze-dried fruit in it. And then this one is the chocolate-filled one. I'll also put up images of when I tried to make these before, and they were absolutely awful. They looked so bad. They were so dry and crusty. But with this recipe, since it uses the vegan butter and some alternative milk in it, it just comes out way nicer and it just looks so much nicer as well. So yeah, I'm gonna do a cross section of that one. Literally chocolate just fell out of that one anyway. Okay, and this is it. I drizzled that one with chocolate. I put chocolate on the top of that one, and I added some of these crispy fruit. It's tangerine. I was trying to get raspberry, but couldn't find any. So yeah, this is basically how it worked. I've got to clean up, don't mind that. So this is how it worked out. They looked really nice. They're definitely an improvement from last time, and they taste really good. This one actually has both the crispy fruit pieces and chocolate chips in them, and then that one just is the chocolate filling, which is really, really good as well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions or anything, just ask them down below.